Hello, everybody. Okay, this is my review of Gone Girl. I wanted to see this movie this weekend, opening weekend, but I had a cold, so I had to wait until today, Tuesday, to see it. So I went this afternoon, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to review this movie, because this movie, I'm definitely not going to do any spoilers, not going to tell you any of the details of the plot to give anything away, because this is a film that's very, very reliant on a lot of twists and turns and stuff like that, which I'm sure you know if you've read any of the reviews about this movie or heard any of the hype surrounding this movie, of which there is a great deal. You already know that this film is very, very much in that vein. Okay? So anyway, I was very, very excited about this film because, first of all, it was the opening night movie at the New York Film Festival. And it's directed by David Fincher, who is a very, very good director. He's done, I've got his filmography here. He's one of those directors who I didn't realize I've seen so many of his movies. He did Seven, he did Fight Club, what else has he done? Zodiac, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which I loved. That's definitely my favorite David Fincher film. I loved that movie. Loved it, loved it. And Social Network, of course, about Facebook. So, this guy is, a very, very well-known, very accomplished director. And as you also know, if you've heard about this movie, it stars Ben Affleck and Rosamund Pike as this married couple. So just to give you the sketchy outline of the plot, they're married, she disappears, and Ben Affleck starts being suspected of murdering his wife. And so the police are investigating him, blah, blah, blah. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further than that. There's a lot going on in this movie. I mean, a whole lot going on in this movie. And I'm going to cut to the chase really quickly and cut to the bottom line very quickly and tell you I am probably going to be one of the lone dissenters out there, because every other review I've read about this movie, every other person that I've heard from who has gone to see this movie have all said the same thing. A lot of people say this is going to be the best film of the year, Oscar contender, and everybody I know who's gone to see it has said it's great. Well, I did not like this movie. I did not like this movie on the whole, okay? Now, I'm not quibbling with the quality of the film. I mean, the acting was all very good, looked great. The guy's a great director, skillfully done, I guess. But, to me, the story was just such an incredible mess and an incredibly, it was just so convoluted, made absolutely no sense, and it pissed me off, actually. There's two kinds of movies that, I love the murder mystery thing. I love that whole genre of movie, okay? And I like movies that keep you guessing. I like movies that are unpredictable, that surprise you, that take unexpected twists and turns. But what I don't like is when things do not make sense and do not hold together. And another thing I did not like about this movie, which in one sense was good and in another sense was bad, was this movie, the screenplay was written by the author of the novel, whose name is Gillian something. I can't remember her last name, pardon me. I will put it up here and in the information bar below. She also wrote the screenplay for the movie. And reading it, it reads great. It reads, it sounds really good if you're reading it. But the dialogue in this movie, to me, was so stilted and unnatural. People just do not talk this way. And the delivery, it was so fast and so no, I'm sorry. None of it worked for me. What did work, like I said, was the acting and the look of the film and the professionalism of the film, I guess you could say. But overall, I'm kind of bemused as to why this movie is getting so much hype. Maybe because of all these twists and turns. Maybe that's why. I don't know. And I don't really know how much further I can go in my review. you know, without giving away what goes on. But, you know, I was sitting there, you know, every twist and turn that was happening, I'm like, you know, okay, all right, I can go with this. But to me, there was no payoff. There was no payoff for me in this movie, you know. I kept waiting. I kept waiting for the big, like, oh, so that's why, you know, thing. And for me, that never happened. And yeah, I just kind of, when the credits were rolling, I was just like, I heard a review by a critic the other day who said that he went to see this movie with some of his friends, and when the credits were rolling, he was speechless. Him and his friends were speechless, and I was like, oh, well, that could be either good or bad, right? But to me, it came off as good. And then I watched his review, and he gave it a rave review. So obviously, for him, it was good. I was also speechless when the credits rolled on this film, but it wasn't good. I was just like, what the fuck? That was my reaction in this movie. You know, it just didn't work for me. Did not work. What can I tell you? So that's my take on Gone Girl. I can't go any further without giving anything away. So it's up to you whether you go to see it. I mean, it's definitely not a bad film. You know, I'm definitely not going to say it's a crappy film. Like I said, it was very well done, well acted, everything. But the plot, you know, the dialogue, the delivery, everything for me just, no, fell flat. Flatter than a pancake. Just didn't work. So that's my take on Gone Girl. That's all I can say. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this for what it's worth. And see you later. If you see the movie, let me know what you think. I'd be curious to know. So leave comments below if you go to see this movie. Let me know what you think. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.